Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Once more, my name is Ukanya Langa. I am the founder and CEO of Off Topic Enterprises, a company that deals with off-topic media and the business solutions. In the business solution side, we try to help companies, not that we try to help companies, we aim to help companies achieve their targets and goals by developing soft skill solutions, leadership training, and, just bringing back emotional intelligence in the workplace. Today, I want to talk about a topic that it seems controversial, but it's so important to actually take note of. It's good for us to be cognitive of the things that we're doing and how they affect the places that we're in. Today's topic is gossip. Gossip in the workplace is something that has been normalized. It happens everywhere. There is no place or relationship or community where you won't find that people don't see eye to eye, or, they just rub shoulders off in the wrong way, where people just butt heads. It happens in sibling relationships, in churches, in the workplace, and everywhere. So it may happen that you go to another colleague to vent about a situation, right? You go and talk to them. Hey, yesterday I met up with so-and-so and this happened. I didn't like so-and-so speaking to me like this, or this and this has happened, right? That I would call venting. And I will get into that. Gossip, on the other hand, is basically talking about people in very unconstructive ways. Google says that it's actually a casual or unconstrained conversation or report about other people. Casual and unconstrained. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not having a limit. It's going into the places that you should not go about other people unless it's something that you need to address with them personally. According to wise Solomon in Proverbs 18:18, the words of gossip are like choice morsels, like a chocolate of some sort. The choice morsels are actually like little treats. They go down in the inmost parts. And it's true. Sometimes when we gossip because firstly, we just want to release that thing that's inside of us and make ourselves feel better about a situation or a person. Right? For whatever it is that has happened or whatever it is that they've done to you, we just want to feel better about ourselves. So we gossip and talk about them and not limit our mouth about what we're saying about another person. And when you say gossip, or when you gossip about somebody to somebody else, you are literally breaking down any kind of relationship they could have in the future, because you are determining how they should limit their view of this person going forward. Gossip betrays trust. It betrays respect in the relationships that we have. It's hard to respect your bosses if you can gossip about them. I understand that we vent. Yes, we are human beings. When we are in a workplace and there are things that aren't going right, we want to vent. We want to talk about what happened and, get the help that we need to actually address the issues that we have faced. So we sometimes look to our peers or to other people for advice to say, hey, this happened. What do you think I should do about it? So I would say venting has its place because you need perhaps advice from other people on how to address a certain matter. But gossip is basically talking about personal and very vindictive things about a person or another person. Maybe, for example, saying that your boss is not smart enough. Maybe they aren't. But at the same time, if you are talking about it, you are betraying their trust. There's a reason why they are a leader. Maybe they are above you for a certain reason because of their experience, their knowledge, and other areas that they have, right? But if you go and you tell other people, my boss is not that smart, right? You are basically saying this person was promoted by mistake and you should not place your trust in them. That may look like it may make you feel better at that point in time, right? But it will destroy the confidence that those you are speaking to have in the workplace, period. Because if the workplace is promoting people that aren't smart enough, according to your words, it will destroy the respect that people have for the policies in place for promotions in that workplace. So I don't think any of us are perfect enough not to have ever gossiped in our lives, but I think we should be aware that gossip really, really, really destroys the work culture, it destroys the environment, and it destroys hierarchy, you know? If, for example, the big boss comes and gossips about the manager that reports to them, to the young children, well, can't call them children, sorry guys, the young people in a workplace, the trainees, for example, you know, if the top boss goes to the trainees to talk about their managers, it's betraying a confidence. It's making the whole workplace look skewed, guys. It's not good, because those young trainees are now going to be like, oh, so this workplace is not really good at selecting the people that it hires. And even the top leadership cannot address issues in a manner that is constructive. They would instead gossip. It's toxic. It's not good for making profits and making sure you're training individuals that would submit their best work to the workplace or to this environment. Sometimes we gossip, most times we gossip out of selfishness. Yet we don't realize that we are destroying a whole company. We're destroying something that was built by people. Trying to, like, a whole policy, a whole work ethic, culture, and everything. There are people who worked hard to build that structure. That is why that corporation can hire over 1,000 people. And as we gossip, we are destroying its structures bit by bit. Gossip is not good. It goes into the inmost parts. Do you understand? When you gossip about someone to somebody else, the person you're gossiping to, if they do not constructively deal with this and say, hey, I don't like you speaking about so-and-so like that, have you told them? Or do you know that you can report to this HR or this call this number and anonymously report to them, you know, so that you can deal with this issue? If they do not constructively give you feedback, then they will not be able to look at the person you've spoken about the same way ever again. Unless they're emotionally intelligent like me, you know? So just be careful, guys, because we then disrupt these places, and it's difficult reporting to someone you don't respect. It's difficult working with people you don't respect. You will not produce your best work. You will not be innovative. And the people who are feared the most will then have the ceiling. The workplace is going to be average, because those who are feared the most, you know, those are the ones who will then determine the heights that everybody else could reach. If anybody goes above what they think is the limit, then that person will be crucified through gossip. So then it creates very mediocre employees and a mediocre culture, because when gossip is huge in the workplace, people will sort of rather go back to that easy default of just talking badly about somebody, rather than, you know, going to them and having a difficult conversation with them, or, you know, expressing any negative feelings they feel about them while still giving them the reverence that, you know, this person is my senior or my leader or my junior, and they have a part to play here in this workplace, because the company that I'm working for wouldn't hire idiots. Do you get what I'm saying? So when we gossip and we call other people stupid or idiots or whatever the case is, we are actually swearing at the company that's hired them, because that company made a mistake if they're hiring idiots. So yeah, guys, not going to talk much about it today, because I mean, there's so many things I would say. I would want to engage workplaces in how to deal with gossip. Yes, that's what Off-Topic Enterprises will do. We'll engage you on how to deal with it, how to destruct it, like as in to remove it from the workplace, and limit it. And there are times when some trainees or younger people in the workplace, though they don't want to gossip, they feel afraid because a person who's in a senior position is gossiping to them. So then they are afraid of disappointing this person, and then they end up saying things they don't mean, or to impress this person, or doing things just to make sure that they are not the next to be crucified. And I must say, with that one, if it's not in your employment contract, you have every right to walk out of that space and say, I do not want to talk about this further. Can I please be excused? Okay? There's so much I would love to teach about gossip, how it starts, how we can manage it, and then what we can do to limit it in the places where we work in, because it really disrupts the culture and the work environment. And sometimes I also just don't think we should be judging people that gossip. We rather should understand where they are coming from first, and then address them to say, hey man, if you are really talking like this, or you're feeling like this, have you tried reporting it? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? But if they continue, then we can say, no, please, I don't want to talk about that. I will not talk about another person like that. That is disrespectful. Yeah. There's a lot to say. Just the outcomes of gossip, I will just briefly highlight those so that we are aware that these things happen because of gossip. It breaks down trust and respect. It's reflected in the work effort, and the reporting outcomes. If you are reporting to somebody you gossip about, it's very unlikely that you would give your best work, or you'd be innovative. You're just going to give the bare minimum. You're going to end up giving the bare minimum and, just being average, because, we're gossiping about each other. So we have no respect for one another. And that is affected. It affects the work that we do. Yes, it gives the average workplace standard, because the one who's feared the most is the one who'll be least gossiped about. And anyone who does what the person who's feared the most doesn't want or doesn't like, then they'll be crucified. So it just creates the ceiling that, for us to be able to operate in this workplace, we need to make sure we don't upset so-and-so. And then if we don't upset so-and-so, that means we cannot be constructive. We cannot speak to them. We cannot do anything. We're just going to fear them, walk around fearing them, and making sure that we do not upset them. But then we can do whatever they do, and anything that they don't like, we then don't do. And any person who goes out that threshold and says, no, how about we try this? How about we do that? Will be crucified, because the average has been set by those leaders who are in the workplace, or those who are famous, those who are so-and-so's dad or so-and-so's mom, right? So it really does make people average in the workplace, because everybody's aspiring to be the person who's feared the most, rather than aspiring to bring out the best of themselves in the workplace. And yeah, it really shows it creates loss of innovation and profit making, because in the long run, people are not going to give their best effort. They are going to try and make sure that they have friends, they are a clique, they do not upset the status quo, and they just won't produce the best results, because maybe that's not something that's going to be appreciated by those who gossip about others. So there's something that needs to be done about gossip, and we will find ways to limit gossip and, assist people in bringing back innovation and excitement to the workplace, and not fearing the gossip of the workplace, but rather having open conversations where needed, and sometimes just moving right along and doing the work that needs to be done, so that, companies can proceed forward with the best outcomes. Please contact us at info@offtopicenterprises.com. My name once again is Ukanya Langa. I will speak to you guys soon. Cheers.